Gareth Bale joins Real Madrid from Spurs in a £85 million world record deal from September 1st, 2013. Real Madrid have broken the world transfer record to sign Tottenham forward Gareth Bale. The Wales star has agreed a £300,000 a week 6-year deal after sealing an 85.3 €100 million move, which eclipses the £80 million Real Madrid paid Man United for Cristiano Ronaldo in 2009. Bale joined Spurs actually from Southampton as a left back for £10 million, and he scored 26 goals last season as he was named both PFA Player of the Year and Football Writers Player of the Year. But his representatives told Spurs at the end of July that he wanted to speak to Spanish giants. Real Madrid coach Carlo Ancelotti's claim at the start of August that they were in talks to find a solution to the transfer angered Tottenham manager Andre Villas-Boas, but both clubs reached a settlement, and as said, he's been paraded out today. Tottenham have actually been busy in the transfer window, signing 7 players for a total outlay of about £105 million. So their summer signings: Eric Lamela from Roma for £25.7 million, Paulinho from Corinthians for £17 million, Roberto Soldado from Valencia for £26 million, Nasser Chadli from FC Twente for £7 million, Etienne Capoue, or Capoue as some may pronounce it, from Toulouse for £9 million, Vlad Chichirez from Steaua Bucharest for £8.5 million, and Denmark midfielder Christian Eriksen for £11.5 million from Ajax. Oddly enough, Bale's season-by-season Premier League stats: 2012-2013, played 33, goals 21, assists 4 in the Premier League. 2011-2012, played 36, 9 goals, 10 assists. 2010-2011, played 30, 7 goals, 1 assist. 2009-2010, played 23, goals 3, assists 5. 2008-2009, played 16, no goals, no assists. And 2007-2008, played 8, goals 2, assists none. So, you know what, yeah? Gareth Bale, not worth that money. I'm sorry. Not worth that money, and I don't think he ever will be worth that money. At least with Ronaldo, you could justify that with shirt sales and marketing and that kind of thing. But in terms of the deals done before deadline day, that was obviously the biggest by a distance. And you know what? Tottenham have reinvested that money. And I think Tottenham were smart in they reinvested that money. Partly smart because they reinvested that money before it was confirmed that they had that sort of money. So it was one of them was people can't jack up the prices if they know you ain't got the money yet to pay for it. But at the same time, that sort of money for Gareth Bale, I think is just insane. But at the end of the day, I can't blame Gareth Bale for wanting to move, to be perfectly frank. At the end of the day, I'm not a Tottenham fan, obviously. Can't blame him for wanting to move because he's moving to one of the biggest clubs in the world. Actually, technically, the biggest club in the world. So it's one of them was you can't blame him for moving. And at the end of the day, it's not his fault what Real Madrid. If Real Madrid are stupid enough to pay that money, then Daniel Levy's a smart enough businessman to take it and reinvest it. Because for what Real Madrid have paid for Bale, they've gone out and got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players. Pretty much 7 players for that money. So they've gone and bought half a team for what they've sold one man for. And the funny thing is, Real Madrid, I think, want to pay it in installments as well. Some hollow attempt at trying to get around financial fair play. Chicanery. Very low level, obvious chicanery. But I don't think Bale will repay that sort of money because you have to be the world's best or extremely close to get anywhere near repaying that money. And Ronaldo, pound for pound, the world's best player. Is one of them was him and Messi are pretty much neck and neck. So okay, fine. But even at Man United, he'd had 2-3 good seasons before he left. Bale now has had one really hot season and a very good season before that. So he's essentially only had 2 good seasons and justifying that kind of outlay. And also, you got to bear in mind, Ronaldo's not leaving Madrid. So, Bale's going to be fighting for his place. It's one of them ones. I don't know if he'll go straight into that squad. And in terms of deadline deals, we're going to come back to this one in a second. But Kaka, £56 million. World record fee until Ronaldo. But look how much of a flop he was. And I said we'll come back to that deal. So it's one of them ones, man. Those sort of high transfer fees don't necessarily guarantee your success. But as you said, spending 100 million doesn't guarantee your success. Yeah. So, I mean, Real Madrid are not guaranteed to get La Liga back just because they've bought one player for £85 million. Tom Wood, you wanted to jump in on Bale, didn't you?
No, but you know what? I want to touch on Gareth Bale. The Gareth Bale signing. What you said was really interesting and is absolutely true. Yeah, I don't think he can pay it off that 86 million. To be honest, it's like had this conversation with Namo, teammate of yours
from Ibis,
at the weekend, and he said, look, Real Madrid are just buying a Galactico. They're just buying someone to sell shirts. Yeah. But whether that's gonna, really, my point of view, whether that's really gonna come through in shirt sales for them, I can't see it. Like you said, they've already got Ronaldo. Yeah, they've already got Ronaldo, who is arguably second best player in the world. Not if, maybe the best player in the world, just underrated in that terms because of the Messi factor. Yeah. Yeah. And Bale, to me, is not on that level at all. He is not that level.
He might end up on that level, but he's not there yet.
No. He's not on that level in comparison. You get me?
But Messi, this is the thing with football, though. Short term.
Messi, there's a stat. Messi, since Gareth Bale, I think, signed for Southampton, has scored 343 goals. Ronaldo has won stuff at United, has won stuff at Real Madrid, has won stuff at previous clubs. It's like, to be honest, Gareth Bale is probably going to sell shirts for one season until Real Madrid are looking for another Galactico that's more saucier than him. Wow. Look at Owen. Look at Woodgate.
Yeah.
Look at Matt Manaman.
Owen was a super sub, but at least you could say, you know what, he did do well.
No, but I'm just saying, look at those players, like,
quality
players. But at the end of the day, in terms of the way that the machine of Real Madrid work, if you're not that player, the Zidane, the Ronaldo, or the original Ronaldo, your force. Look at Modric. That force field that you hold in that initial season, it ends up wavering. You just become one of the players that are a supporting factor to that other player. That's my point of view.
No, I mean, it's one of them ones where I see it's one of them ones where I kind of see it as. In the words of @TheRealSits on Twitter, John Sitton, and one of his videos with VG Tips on YouTube, it's a case of like it's too much short termism. There's a lot of this kind of a player has one good season or two good seasons and they're the best thing since sliced bread. It's like these overnight superstars. Is the phrase that I'm thinking of from John Sitton and what he said before, and it's a case of it's just overnight superstars. It's like after one or two good seasons they're getting lauded as the greatest thing ever, and it's like no, let someone prove themselves over 4 or 5 seasons, and then let's start saying, oh, you know what, that's quality. How long has Giggs been going for? Giggs been going at the top level for like 15 years, and it's one of them ones. But he would never be bracketed in the same league as someone like, say, Gareth Bale in terms of price. Not even because he's loyal to Man United, but because his achievements. He's been so consistent for so long. Most people just kind of ignore how good he is, and it's like wait, hold on a second. I don't get it. I don't get it. These overnight, mate, the world, the society at large kind of ticks me off with that. This whole overnight celebrity thing, and it's like, yeah, you're brilliant. Yeah, you're brilliant. You're amazing. Da 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 da. It's just annoying. But I mean, Tom Wood, you wanted to jump in on Gareth Bale, didn't you? And then we're gonna figure some out as well.
Yeah, I think he's a bit overrated, to be honest. I don't think he's even worth that amount of money, to be honest. I think Ronaldo's better out of the two. But the thing is, where are they going to play him? That's the thing. They've got too many good, decent players. Is he going to be on the bench every week, or is he going to be playing on that wing where Ronaldo plays, or they're both going to play together? But who knows?
No, you know what? That's a good point. Because at the end of the day, someone's going to get their nose put out of joint at Real Madrid. I think someone will. So it's going to be very interesting to see whether Bale's bench warming, because Kaká was bench warming for a long time and he was bought for 56 mil. So it's one of them.
See, and I just want to bring up something to support our claims about Bale. Actually, about the money, Bale making back that money, because just look at Ronaldo. Yeah. In 2010, it was reported by Perez, that Ronaldo switched from the Premier League to La Liga, broke all records for a single player transfer when Real splashed out the single fee without clause or additional payments. So they paid that out straight.
Yeah. Well, from a loan, from a £150 million loan.
Right, they got a loan,
and
they paid that.
We discussed this when that move happened on one of our earlier Pitch Talk shows. We actually discussed how Madrid got Kaká.
But they didn't pay that out in installments. They just paid that, yeah. But however, the Spanish club have claimed sales, and this was in 2010, may I say, have sales of branded shirts and other Ronaldo memorabilia have already seen them recoup a substantial amount for the 25-year-old's transfer fee. According to latest figures, and again, I'll say this was in 2010, more than 1.2 million shirts with Ronaldo's 9 on the back have been sold in the Spanish capital alone, with millions more thought to have been sold up elsewhere around Spain and across the world. Now, this is in 2010. I'm going to keep saying this because 2010, 2011, 12, 13, Ronaldo's still there. Yeah. The income of around 100 million has not gone towards paying back the outlay of the player's services due to the production, marketing, costing and payments of the kit manufacturer Adidas and Ronaldo himself. But that's how much money, 100 million, in 2010 is how much they made off an 80 million buy-in of a player. Will Bale actually do that within a couple of seasons?
I don't think so.
Could he do that in a couple of seasons?
I don't think so, to be perfectly frank. I really don't think so.
That report comes from the Metro, just to say.
Speaking of the Metro, our fantasy football league, join it. But yeah, I mean, Kendall Campbell, you wanted to jump in as well, didn't you, on the Bale issue?
Yeah, the whole thing about everyone saying what position can he play. It's not like he can play on both wings. He can play on the left or right. Wales have played him up front, so he can do that. And it's not like Real Madrid have a lot of strikers at the moment, so he could do that. Or he could just be a midfielder that just floats and they give him the ball and he just runs with it. So the whole thing about, he's gone to Real Madrid, he plays the same position as Ronaldo. Fair enough, he does, but he can play in so many different positions, just like Ronaldo. If you're a quality player, if you class yourself as a world-class player, you should be able to play anywhere up front and just do a good job. I can't see... Bale was a defender if not too long ago. He was a left-back.
Yeah, Redknapp switched him, He was looked upon as actually, at one point, as a bad luck charm.
Yeah, so, it's not like he can't play in different positions. They could play him at left back. He will still hopefully do a good job there.
Oh, so, no, I would not play Bale at left back because he wouldn't. He's not good. He just didn't have them defensive instincts.
No, but he can play anywhere up front, and he can be that midfielder that just floats everywhere. And it's difficult to mark a player who's just floating. And then with Bale, with his pace and with his touch and everything, I don't see it to be that much of a problem for Ancelotti about where to play him, because he's got so many different positions.
No, but it's what I think. One of the big things is we all know that Ronaldo's got an ego. What if Bale does better than him in the first couple months? Then what? Then Ancelotti's got a job on his hands dealing with that.
Because Ronaldo goes back to Man United.
Oh no, bugger that. Oh, big bloody bugger that. Is one of them ones.
The whole thing about Ronaldo having ego, that's the whole thing. If you've taken it, it's Real Madrid. All the players have egos. Ancelotti has managed Chelsea. They had a lot of egos, not as much as Real Madrid. So he is a manager that can deal with that. He had to deal with Ibrahimovic, and he's at PSG. So I think Ancelotti can handle if Ronaldo starts being, I'm unhappy again. We have that whole episode of him being sad. We'll
see if he can deal with it. That's kind of if it happens.
Ancelotti can. I think he can deal with it. I think the whole thing about if Bale will make back the money, I kind of think he will, in a sense of he's not a great player yet, but when he is, you have to remember that there are little kids that are coming up who want to be Real Madrid supporters. If Bale can be can be the world class player that we hope he can be, those kids will buy his shirts. Other people will start buying his shirts. They will find a way to make back that money that they've invested in him some way, somehow.
I mean, see, that's the kind of conundrum with Bale. I mean, Tom Wood, you wanted to jump in as well, didn't you, on this point?
Yeah, like I was talking to my mates earlier. A lot of my mates were saying that they reckon that Ronaldo's going to be a bit jealous now. Now with Bale's signed, they reckon it's all going to be about him, not Ronaldo anymore.
Well, it's one of them ones. I mean, if you sign someone for more, it's like, wow, it's one of them ones. Ronaldo's always been that kind of, hey, look at me, I'm so great, look at me. He's always been that kind of player. And Bale being them and Real Madrid spending more money on him, on Bale, than they have him, might knock his nose out of joint. So you never know. Zinedine Zidane has actually defended the fee paid by Real Madrid for Gareth Bale, the Welsh. It said it's the market that dictates the price. Admittedly, in the present climate, it grabs people's attention and it is a gamble, but in sport, you need to be bold and go for it. It is President Florentino Perez who decides how far we go in economic terms, but of course, I was consulted about making the signing. I and the technical staff who are always present when we sign great players. Now, if you're getting called a great player by Zinedine Zidane, okay, that's pretty damn convincing. Coming from one of the greatest players I've ever seen. And that's not even embellishment. Is that embellishment to say Zinedine Zidane is one of the greatest players you've ever seen in your lifetime?
No, he's one of the greatest players I've ever seen. Whether I trust his judgment on players, I don't know. I don't know Zidane like that.
Yeah.
I just know him on the football pitch.
Yeah, no.
I will judge Bale on what I see when he plays at Real Madrid.
Exactly.
He has to. It's a part of his job to talk up the players that he brings in.
Yeah.
Or he's going to get the sack.
No, exactly. I want to ask you, Gman. Mesut Ozil, too much? Is that too much money? Is that too much money for him? Because we've heard 42 million, we've heard 42.4, we've heard 46 million. There have been so many amounts bandied about, but it's all in the 40 million. It's all in the 40 million range. But what do you reckon? I mean, what do you reckon? What do you reckon of the Ozil thing? 42
million. You're asking me, is he worth it? Now, look at some of the prices that have been bandied out for some of the other players out there. Yeah, and you're asking me, honestly, is he worth it? Suarez was getting bandied out for 50 million. That's how much Liverpool wanted for him.
Yeah.
Andy Carroll a couple seasons ago was worth 35 million. Downing was worth 15, 16 million, and you're asking me it was 40 million. Bell is worth 86 million. I was going
to say, we're talking about now.
Wait. Bell is worth 86 million, which Real Madrid have just paid for a player, yeah? And you're asking me...
I wouldn't say he's worth it, but...
Wait. Wouldn't say it's worth it, but... And then you're asking me, is Ozil worth 42 million? Well, on the market, you got to say, boy, if Bell's worth 86 million, then Ozil must be on the cheap. Must be worth it at 42 million. But is he worth it? I don't really agree with that sort of price. I say around 30 million or so.
But yeah. But it's the market. As Zidane said, the market dictates the prices.
Precisely.
And the market is so distorted, it's untrue.
Precisely.
That's the way I would see it.
I do want to pay some homage to our Facebook family, because they have been writing quite a lot and quite actively over this transfer window.
All right, what's been shaking on socials?
I'm going to be a bit sporadic with what I go on, but the first one is, we asked the question, Gareth Bale moved to Real Madrid for 86 million. Is he worth all that money? Mike Hahnemann, who's currently not with us, but he's on his
one of the PT family
phone or whatever he's on his laptop, has written paid over the odds to get their man, but the deal was always going to go through. He's not more expensive than Ronaldo though. That's insane.
It's interesting. Interesting.
What's your thoughts on that? Is it? Well, you said that already.
Yeah, he's not in Ronaldo's league yet. He might end up there, but I don't know.
Also, we've asked who has done the best piece of transfer business so far this season. Mike Hahnemann has said, hey guys, hope all is good with the Pitchfork family. I think Tottenham have made some decent signings. The sale of Bell will be a loss, but for them, they have got some good players in with Chadel, Paulinho and Soldado.
Now, Soldado, I've said for a number of years, is a quality striker.
And again,
that's good. That's a good deal.
Again, I've got to agree, Tottenham have done a good piece of business there.
In regards to Gareth Bale was moved to Real Madrid for 86 million, is he worth all that money? At Which FC, Which Hart Lane has said yeah. Interesting thought that he's worth that. All right. Judith Cartwright at Judith Cart has said no in regards to Gareth Bale being worth 86 million.